What's going on, everybody? I know it's been a little while. Not that I think you've been sitting here wondering where I am and waiting with bated breath on my videos, but life's been a little busy. Got a stepson that is a high school senior, and he's very active and successful with his high school choir. So my last 4 weekends have been, oh man, so what would it have been? 3 weeks ago, we had a show choir competition. For anyone that doesn't know, show choir competitions take pretty much the whole day, and if the choir makes it to the finals, then they're there even longer, and his choir is good, and they may have made the finals every time, so that puts you there for another 3 to 4 hours. We're usually not getting out till 10, 11, actually more like 11 or 12 at night. So that was one Saturday. The next Saturday, my wife and I drove down to San Antonio because my stepson had made the Texas All-State Choir, which they said like 14,000 students try out and less than 500 make it, and he was one of them. So we drove to San Antonio and back that day, so that was a super long day. Then the next weekend, so last weekend, not this past one, but the last one before that, we had show choir competition Friday night that didn't end until I think they got home at midnight. I left after his performance, came home to get stuff ready. Because the next morning we left at 6 a.m. We took him down, we drove him down to San Marcos. He had an in-person audition to the Texas State University School of Music, and they told us that within about 2 weeks they'd be sending out letters to everyone. You know, either you've been accepted, you've been waitlisted, or thanks but no thanks. Felt pretty good about it that it was going to be one of the first two. You know, he was either accepted or would be waitlisted. Worst case scenario. All the auditions weren't even done yet, and whatever it would be, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3-4 days later, he got an email that he was accepted. So another terribly long day. I've been sleeping a lot in the last month, it seems like, and these long days and late nights have really jacked up the sleep schedule. And then this past weekend, had another show choir competition, and we were there until 11:30 or so. But the first one and the last one, they finished runner-up. And the first one, he got top male soloist. He has not gotten at the last two events, but this event this past weekend, as a whole, his high school got top solo or top vocal performance or something like that. So anyway, he's pretty good. I haven't posted car videos in a little bit, but my last video I did post was him singing his solo. The show choir has 5 songs, and he has the solo in song 3. He has the biggest solo of his group. There's a couple guys that do like a few lines here and there, but he has pretty much a whole song. So if you're interested to listen, you go back to the last video and just take a gander at it. I don't know how he does it. Kid's amazing. I've never been as dedicated to anything as he is, and I tell you, if you're a parent of an athlete, and you're doing all these weekends and nights, man, God bless you. I don't know how you do it. My parents did it for myself and my sister. I mean, we were Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, baseball, softball. She danced. I also played football, wrestled, played basketball. Some of those only for a couple of years, but I don't know how you parents do it, man. God bless you. And thank God that he only likes to do the choir, and it's only some certain times of the year it's busy, but it's going to slow down a little bit, so I might get some more videos out. But at the same time, he's a senior, so a lot of senior activities coming up. So, anyway, back to cards, because that's what you actually care about, and I've rambled for 5 minutes bragging about my stepson. So my mail days are going to be slowing down, but it's been a while, so you're going to get a pretty big one here. They're going to be slowing down. You're going to see some of the stuff, and I've probably gone a little overboard lately. So going forward, is for a little while, it's only going to be if it's something that is hard to find. It's one of my main PCs, like if some T36 cards come up or just something super rare for one of my collections. So next week my plan is I do have a piece of mail that's been actually sitting here for a month from George of KBO Collections. I'll put a link to his channel below. He's kind of slowed down on videos a little bit. But he sent me some stuff, and KBO is Korean baseball organization. He's an American living in Korea, and he sent me a care package. And I do know one thing that's in there, but I don't know what else is in there. So it's going to be a surprise for all of us when I open that one up. But I'm going to give it, it was a care package. He sent it from Korea. So next week my plan is to, dedicate one video just to that. So sorry you're seeing the flashing here, I guess, of the colors. I've got the Mavs game on in front of me. So, but anyway, I'm turn this around and we're going to run through some mail pretty quickly. I got to go pick my wife up. She's doing a parent meeting at the school, so I got to go pick her up pretty shortly. So I need to be ready when she's ready. So anyway, let's flip it around, take a quick look. All right, back y'all. Let's rock and roll through the stack. So the first item I have is a Twitter pickup, and either he gave me a heck of a deal, or he sent them to me, and I can't remember which it was. But if you're on Twitter, the handle's NSC5319. I'll put a link to that below. I would check him out. So in those, Teal Explosion, Justin Jackson of the Mavericks. I love the Teal Explosion cards. That whole teal aqua palette is one of my favorite colors. So I just love that. So I may try to put the Mavs set together. The Luka will cost me a little bit. But then I got a Luka base as well. So I'll put a link to his channel below. So the next one is a card that I picked up in Tobacco Row. I've really chilled on the T206s lately. I just don't enjoy it as much as I once did. But I love a good story, so I picked this one up. This is from a seller in there that I probably have picked my second most cards off from him. Roger Neufeld, some of you might know him. He's a big vintage and pre-war dealer that goes all over the country. Picked up more off him, but I picked this up off Jeff in Tobacco Row, so I'm going to read the story real quick of why I picked this up, because I just like the story and I like having it in my collection. So, fun story, I've handled about 3,500 T206s since I started in June of 2013. This guy, so meaning this card right here, is either the 5th or 6th card I bought when I started, and he's now the second oldest card in my set. I just picked up a grade SGC 45 yesterday. How I haven't been able to upgrade him along the way is beyond me. So away he goes. Hooks Wilt's portrait with cap. So he gave a great deal on that. PWE shipping, and I'm team PWE. So I had that. Don't know what my number on the T206 is, or like I said, I've kind of chilled. So I've gotten a lot back into basketball, and specifically collecting guys from my youth growing up. I was, super little. I was a Celtics fan, a Lakers fan, Bird, Magic, so on and so forth. So I got a little older. I kind of took on the Cavs. So this guy in that time was a Cavs legend, and I just love the shine of the card. I usually don't like sticker autographs, but, I can make an exception for this card. These are sweet looking, and I literally paid $4 on eBay with free shipping. So pretty excited to have that Brad Doherty. Second autograph of his. I showed another one recently that I picked up. It was a low numbered one, and I probably paid about the same price, but I just love the look of that one. So this one here, I was watching somebody's video on YouTube, and it was TTM. It was one of the TTM channels. And Steve Blass had done a through the mail autograph. He pitched for the Pirates, and I know him as the Pirates announcer. I grew up without cable, so my sports were on the radio. And even though I wasn't a Pirates fan, so to speak, listened to him a lot because it was baseball. And so I see that he signs through the mail, so I'm going to try that. And then I think in that same video, they mentioned Chris Iannetta. I want to say this might have been TTM Autograph, otherwise known as TTM Troy, maybe? Or maybe I wrote down the Iannetta and the Blast. I don't think the Blast was from him. But anyway, so I picked those up. This next one is a TTM autograph request. I picked up some of these cards and asked if they would send one back signed. Your friend, it cometh a egg. So I sent him a few of those because I know he had been sending those out to people. So I just asked him, I sent him an SASE and asked him to just send me one of them. And he did, so that's awesome. This pickup was from Twitter. I was contacted by a guy that follows me. You can see it up there, Beans B Card Blog on Twitter if you're there. He had picked up a lot of Bowman Draft and knew that I was collecting Manoah and decided to ask me if I was interested. And yes, I am. So this is the first and probably the only one I'll get just because of the price. But this is the chrome photo variation of Manoah. I've got plenty of base chrome and some chrome refractors, but I don't remember what I just called it, but photo variation. So, and then in addition, we got one chrome refractor, a whole bunch of his, I hate the term, but paper, and then I also bought a few Josh Youngs, since he's a Ranger, and then he had a Bowman's Best, that's the first one of those that I have, I believe. I'm not going to sit here and go through this. Jeremy IPTTM has shown this already, and I know someone else did. I can't remember who, but I did get my Montgomery set sticker, the 20 card set. If you haven't seen that yet, I will put Jeremy. I'm writing it down right now. I will link to Jeremy's video, but I'm trying to keep this, despite my rambling, I'm trying to keep this relatively short. I'm going to put a link to Bice Music on Twitter. That was who sold me the Manoahs. These were sent to me. If you're on Twitter, his handle is card_Indy, like short for Indianapolis. He saw that I was working on the Mavericks Prism Rainbows and asked me if I needed Mojos. Mojos weren't one of the ones I was actually going to do, but he sent me 2 of them, just out of the kindness of his heart. And then in addition, he knows I'm a Barkley collector, so he sent me 4 other Barclays that will go into the collection. This next one, I mentioned Tobacco Row earlier with the T206. Somebody that I'm in Tobacco Row with and some other groups. He's a non-sports guy. I think he collects a little bit of sports, but he's mostly non-sports. He messaged me, and even though this was going to be a type card for him, he knew I was working on the set and asked me if I needed it. I did. Poor shape, but it's a T36. And it is a David Bruce Brown, and this is the Hassan. Which back is that? 30. I had 2 of the 4 backs, and I needed this one. So my hope is that I will come into an upgrade of this, and I will literally send this back to him. But for now, that gets me one step closer to my master set. Now we're going to get into some big boys. Oh, man. It's just the wrong thing. I guess y'all see, maybe next week on the KBO one, I will show you one that is missing. So some other pickups. Charles Barkley Optic Signature Series redemption card. Unfortunately, most of his stuff is redemptions right now, but I feel pretty confident that it's going to show up, so that's going to be a part of the Barkley PC. Speaking of Barclays, this is what I love about eBay sometimes. A lot of people would ask, why would you buy something with these grades? It's a PSA 7 on the left, and a PSA 9 on the right, but I'm cool with that because for those two Charles Barkleys to add to my collection, I got those shipped for half the price of a blaster. I paid $11 for those two cards combined. I don't know what else I need to say. It is what it is. So these right here came in the mail Friday. Dominique Wilkins, old hoops. Gotta love some Dominique. And then these two from Crown Royale. But these were literally, I think they're called bumper cards. They were just put in there to cover what I really bought. And here we go. Kaboom! Charles Barkley Kaboom out of, 1920 Crown Royale. These are case hits. So yeah, had to shell out a little money for these, but I can already see because of Zion Mania stuff's being opened so quickly, and it seemed like the supply of these that was at a reasonable price was really drying up. So I went ahead. I was hoping it would come down a little bit. It didn't. But again, with so much of it being opened, I figure it's probably only going to go up in general. Or if I'm going to find a deal, I'm going to have to wait 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. And to be honest, I just did not want to wait. So I'm excited about that. But I'll tell you something else I'm excited about. Part 2. Last year's Kaboom. Boom. What I love about these two cards, what I loved about Barkley, what drew me to him as a kid was his emotion. I mean, was he a hothead? Yeah, he was a bit of a hothead. But the emotion, that's how I was as a kid. I am not proud of this, but I mouthed off to umpires when I played baseball. I was a hothead. So, right, wrong, indifferent. It's how I was. So it drew me to him, and he played, with his heart on his sleeves, and he wanted nothing more to win. Unfortunately, he never won a title, but, it is what it is. Super excited to have both of these as a part of my new Charles Barkley collection. So speaking of my new Barkley collection, game plan is to do a showcase on Sunday of my Barkleys. So hopefully I'll be able to get that done, get the video taken on Saturday or Sunday, and get that up. But sorry this video ended up going about 20 minutes. Did not plan on it going that long, but sometimes things happen, and as if you've been watching my videos, man, I love to hear myself talk. But anyway, until I see you again, whether it be Thursday, which I have a plan, I'd like to post something on Thursday, something on Sunday, something on Monday, I don't know, whatever. Until I talk to you again, hope everyone has a great day. Take care, be safe, stay away from coronavirus. You can still drink Corona, it won't give it to you. Happy collecting, y'all.